Okay, so this is Friday, October 9th, about 12:55 p.m., and we're going to talk about the Atlantic Charter and self-government. Now, in the summer of 1941, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt met with British Prime Minister Winston Churchill off the coast of Argentina, Newfoundland, for a conference aboard a ship. And the result was a joint statement of their goals called the Atlantic Charter. Now, in the book, The Global Experience, Volume 2, and this is by Peter Stearns, the third common principle mentioned in the Charter involves respecting the right of all peoples to choose the form of government under which they will live. And they wish to see sovereign rights and self-government restored to those who have been forcibly deprived of them. Now, this was a noble goal, but was it actually realized at the end of the Second World War? Were the peoples of the countries that would become known as the Eastern Bloc permitted to exercise their rights of self-government, which were taken from them when they were invaded by Nazi Germany, and still unavailable to them by the occupying Soviets? Now, the Soviets later established the Warsaw Pact, which was the formalization of the Soviet occupation of Eastern Europe. So, the question I would ask is this. At the end of World War II, were these nations free to govern themselves? No, they weren't. Virtually all of the countries within the Soviet-occupied zone adopted some form of communist government. And though independent from the Soviet Union in an official capacity, their freedom, independence, and self-government was quite limited. Now, did the Atlantic Charter, in respect to its third goal, live up to its expectation? No. If these countries were communist prior to the German invasion, I might be inclined to say yes. However, I find it circumspect to say the least that all nations under Soviet occupation just embraced the communist form of government afterwards. Now, according to J.M. Roberts in his book, A Short History of the World, Yugoslavia and Albania were the only, quote, communist states to emerge since the war without the help of Soviet occupation, end quote. The Atlantic Charter in this respect failed. The people who suffered invasion and war in all of its horrors, they were occupied by the military forces of Hitler's Germany. They were then simply occupied by another form of tyranny and oppression in the form of communism. Other points of the Charter can be argued, such as the sixth, which states that the goal of, quote, assurance that all men in all lands may live out their lives in freedom from fear or want, end quote. But for time and space constraints, I'll just close with the following here. Though the goals, their stated goals, may have indeed been noble, ideas are simply ideas unless they're fully realized. And Roosevelt and Churchill, though faced with a global war, would have done better, they would have done well to fight harder towards the war's end to ensure that Stalin's forces returned to their own borders. The modern world would be a very different place. Thank you for listening. God bless and have a great day.